All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All right, call hello Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim Kakudash. All right, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, the apostles. And salutations to you brothers that's pushing the word in sincerity and truth. I'm Awad Shamar from the DC camp. You know, just coming back with another video. All right, hey man, things is heating up in the Middle East. You know, things is heating up in Israel, man. All right, things are going on over there in the Middle East and taking place over there in the Middle East. Things is ratcheting it up amongst the brothers, amongst the camps. You know, amongst these other camps, you got the scriptures being fulfilled. All right, evil men are waxing worse and worse. All right, and then you have on the other hand, you have the prophecies taking place. The major prophecy that we're looking for is the unveiling of the microchip, and it being pushed mainstream to where you see it on your news. You see it daily, and that's getting ready to come. That's getting ready to take place. But I didn't come up with a topic, but been watching what was going on in the Middle East with Jerusalem, United States. Donald Trump, they put an embassy in the United States, and they basically, they put an embassy in Jerusalem, a United States embassy in Jerusalem, which it was moved from Tel Aviv. Now it's moved to Jerusalem, and those Palestinians are over there protesting, and like 41 Palestinians got put to death. All right, so while Esau is celebrating, all right, as far as the embassy being moved to Jerusalem, all right, those Palestinians are being put to death. Those Arabs over there, man, which the land don't belong to them in the first place. It belongs to the land of Israel. So I'm gonna do a video and I'm gonna speak on different topics, various topics. And the scripture that was on my mind that I was thinking about before while I was just speaking. Let's go to Isaiah 62. Let's go to Isaiah 62 and let's start at 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord keep not silence. All right, and those watchmen are the men of the Lord, starting with the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. All right, we've been teaching this word for many fold years, over 30 years, some of them. All right, down on the line, the order. All right, then you have the men that heard them speak and were compelled to come out and start up camps. And that's how you see the Great Millstone camps, all right? The different camps throughout the different states and throughout the world, man. All right, this word has gone all out throughout the world, man, this gospel. All right, so we know that the end is soon to come. What is the end? The end of Esau, the so-called white man's rulership, all right? Because he's setting himself up for destruction, all right? And that's what we're seeing. Now let me keep on reading. It says, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. All right, and Jerusalem is talking about Israel, a people before a place. It's really talking about the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, those Edomites over there that occupy the land of Israel, all right, that are backed up by the United States, which is the so-called most powerful nation in the earth, or backed up by Babylon. All right, they're not going to be made a praise in the earth, man. They're the curse of the earth. As a matter of fact, let me go from, I'm going to go back to Isaiah 62, but let me go to Isaiah 34 real quick. And this is the prophecy of the wicked. All right, this is Isaiah 34 and 5. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Now, they flipped Esau, being the devil that he was, when he put this word in the scriptures, he put this word Idumea in the scriptures to throw people off. Now, Idumea is Greek for Edom, all right? So if it said upon Edom and upon the people of my curse to judgment, all right, it was meant to throw people off. But the sword of the Lord shall come down upon Edom, or Idumea, which is the so-called white man, which is the curse of the Lord's judgment. All right, that's why he's over there in the Middle East stirring up things. He really thinks that he's winning, man. Esau really thinks that he's winning, yet he's putting himself into a position that he cannot get out of. All right. So it says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Edom and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. In all the lands of Idumea, whether it be Great Britain, whether it be the United States of America, whether it be the state of Israel, whether it be France, Spain, Portugal, those are the lands of Edom, and the Lord is going to bring forth a great slaughter upon them. All right. Now Basra, if you look up Basra, that was a great city in Edom, or chief city in Edom. All right. And the Lord has a great sacrifice, all right, a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. All right. So the Lord is going to destroy these Edomites, man. All right. These so-called white people, they're actually living their last days, man, and they can't see it, man. I was just meditating earlier. The Lord is the Ancient of Days. All right, there's no beginning to him, and there's no end to him, and he set up this particular people to be destroyed, man. All right, so let me go back to Isaiah 66, and then I will go to another scripture. I'm not Isaiah 66. I'm sorry, Isaiah 62, verse 7. It says, "And give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth." And that's what the men of the Lord are going to do. They're going to be set upon the top of the tower as watchmen, all right, and proclaiming to the nation of Israel that great trouble is coming, all right, and they're not going to hold their peace, all right, until the Lord establishes these so-called Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans in the earth, until they're praising the earth. Because right now our people have no ruling class mentality, all right. They don't have no clue that they're going to be the rulers, all right, of the world, all right, to come in the kingdom of heaven, man. They have no clue, man. And we was out at the camp speaking last week and asking Jake, like, look, you know you're gonna be a future ruler, and Jake they're just dumbfounded, man. Nobody told them that they're kings or whatever, or they don't know it according to the scriptures, which is the main important thing. You got all these 5%ers and these other philosophies that people are into. Oh, we were great kings in Africa. But according to the Bible, they're going to be a nation of kings and priests. All right. Verse 7, it says, "And give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. The Lord hath sworn by his right hand and by the arm of his strength. Surely I will no more give thy corn to be meat for thine enemies, and the sons of strangers shall not drink thy wine, but for the which thou hast labored." All right, so it's going to come a time, because the Lord sworn, all right, he swore an oath to Abraham, all right, and Isaac and Jacob, that we will have our own land, we will have our own substance. And basically, none of these nations are these Arabs or these Ishmaelites, with the Arabs or Ishmaelites, all right, the Moabites, the Chinese, the so-called Chinese, all right, mainly the Edomites, the so-called white man, is not going to be able to take the substance in which we labored for, man. All right, so we're in the kingdom of heaven, they're going to work for us, man. There's going to be a great transfer of power, man. And that's why you see, I'm going to bring this scripture out, that's why you see that there's no peace. Whatever Esau does, there's no peace. It's an adverse effect, all right? Whatever Esau tries to do, there's nothing good coming about it, all right? So he basically is establishing his embassy over there in the land of Israel, all right, in Jerusalem, all right, but what came out of it? Nothing but death to them Palestinians, to those other so-called inferior nations to him that he deems inferior, all right? He's not a man of peace, he's a man of war, man, all right? This is Isaiah 57 and 21. It says, "There is no peace save Yahweh to the wicked." All right, so everything that this devil does, these Edomites do, is not going to bring them no peace. They're not going to have any rest. All right, they're going to have to keep on killing, because their blessing was a sword. They're going to have to keep on killing to establish peace. Peace to the so-called white man, peace to the Edomites is war, man. All right, peace, his form of peace and justice is the death of anybody outside of his own nation. And sometimes people of his own nation get put to death, all right, as a sacrifice to blame the other nations. All right, the so-called white man's peace is death and destruction. All right, see, that's why the scriptures say there's no peace save my power to the wicked. There's no peace, save my power, Yahweh, to the wicked. Alright? And our power is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shah. And he declared through the servant Yeshaya, Isaiah, that there's no peace to the wicked. Alright, so don't look for no peace to come by the hand of the so-called white man. That's why the scriptures say, when there shall be peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, like a woman in travail. Let's go to the next scripture that I was thinking about. Shalaki, I ain't put any scriptures together. I'm just going off my head. Alright, let me go to Micah. Nehemiah. This is the book of Nehemiah or Nahum. Alright, and we'll go to the verse 3. And I'll start at verse 5. It says, Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. And that's what the Lord is getting ready to do. As a matter of fact, while I'm thinking about it, now the Iranians, right? All right, they made a deal with, back during the time of the Obama administration, with President Kerry, and I believe that bitch Hillary Clinton. All right, and they made the nuclear deal. All right, and what happened is, since Trump reneged on the nuclear deal, you got these Iranian top officials saying, "Look, we're gonna expose those diplomats that made the deal. We're gonna expose what they did." All right, that's what they're threatening to do, and we'll see what comes about that, man. And it's about time that the Most High is basically having these nations turn against Esau and start exposing Esau for the damn devil that he is, man. The scriptures talk about shameful spewing, all right, shall come upon them. And matter of fact, I'll get it. All right, this is the book of Habakkuk, I believe, Habakkuk, or Habakkuk. Let me see. Name him. Yeah, here we go. This is Habakkuk, verse 2 and 5. I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 4. Verse 4 says, Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. It says, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. And who are we talking about? We're talking about the Edomites. We're talking about Edom. The Edomites, their soul is not upright. Their soul is not upright within them. All right? It's not upright within them. All right? It says, Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. Yeah, because like I was saying earlier, the so-called white man's idea of peace is death, man. All right, so from the 50s on up until now, we so-called lived in a state of peace, meaning there's not no world wars or anything. But guess what? Who's been behind the scenes creating wars? All right, stirring up different nations against each other. All right, stirring up different people to fight against themselves. It's the so-called white man, the Edomites, man. All right. It says, and that's part of him neither keeping it at home, and transgressing by wine his philosophies, his democracies, or his idea of life. All right, is enticing to these other nations. All right, so when they're NGOs, or what is it called? Not NGO. What is it? NGOs. As a matter of fact, let me look it up. Look it up real quick. I said an NGO. All right. His CIA, you know, his various groups. NGO. Look that up. NGO. Non-governmental organizations. All right, so he sets up his non-governmental organizations to come over here or go over in different nations, right, and spread that democracy, spread that philosophy. Go over there and especially in the Middle East, set up schools for women. Went over there, them Arab men don't want their women in school. They want their women in the house. All right, he goes over there with his NGOs, non-governmental organizations, and empower women, all right, to be over men. All right, puts them in different military positions and stuff like that, man. All right, that's part of him transgressing by wine. All right, having building up homosexual communities, lobbying for homosexual rights, empowering those homosexuals that's in the closet over in those other nations to come out and fight for rights for homosexuals. All right, that's part of his witchcraft, man. That's part of him transgressing by wine. All right, it says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Why? Because he spends money for other people, other agencies, or other agents to go into other countries and upset their balance and their order. All right, that's part of him neither keeping it at home. All right, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right, it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe. Now woe means destruction. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Now the thick clay represents the debt. All right, so these nations are saying, how long? All right, so Iran, Russia, China, all right, Syria, they're picking up that taunting proverb, and more nations are going to come out and speak out against America and the policies of America and Israel. Even these European nations are looking at America and the state of Israel sideways. All right, because what happened was when they dropped out of that agreement that Obama had, these European nations that had business dealings with Iran, all right, they lost a lot of money, man. All right, and that's a lot of money that's driven outside of those European economies, man. All right, and as this global economy basically slows down for these Western nations, all right, that it's going to be a detriment to these European countries, and that's one of the reasons why the EU, these European nations, are going to shoot missiles on the whore, Babylon. Let's go to hey, let's see. Real quick, I'll go to this scripture real quick. Let's bring that out. Bear with me for a second. Let's go to the book of Revelation, 17. I knew Revelation 17 and 16. Because I just said that the European EU nations are going to end up shoot missiles on America. All right, so this is Revelation 17 and 16. All right, it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast. Now the 10 horns represent the EU nations. All right, which thou sawest upon the beast. And the beast represents that system of the EU, the European Union, all right, that whole conglomerate of European countries, all right, that have pulled their economies together, all right, that represents the beast, all right. Now, back in Revelation 17 and 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Now, the whore represents America, all right, because all the countries do business with America, all right, they take on their philosophies and the policies that America sets forth, and in turn, America is a big consumeristic nation, so America opens their doors to all types of consumer goods that are coming from all of